Nine of Pentacles reversed. Okay, that's your situation. What's crossing Pisces? Five of Swords. Yes, please get yourself checked out. If you've recently gotten out of a relationship, because this hints to me that you're single and you don't want to be, or you've settled for a toxic relationship so as to not be single. What's challenging you is Five of Swords. You may not have stood up for yourself, because I definitely see a lot of toxicity here, but also have a devious partner. So just take care of yourself. Okay, what is the root of the issue here? Why is that Nine of Pentacles reversed? Why is that? What's the root of this issue? I'm seeing pretty much somebody did you wrong, and your expectations are disappointed. Now, for some of you, if this is work-related, that's too much. There could have been some kind of a failure at work with the Nine of Pentacles reversed and Five of Swords. Could have been like a workplace bully. But this is saying there was just somebody had way too much ambition. There were lots of conflicts and loss. And there may have been some kind of a sneak attack that led to a failure. Okay, what's the root of the issue? The Star is the root of the issue. So was somebody like very, or you, just very noticed, very in the eye? Public eye, I mean, as in the work environment, if you were noticed. In relationships, I'm seeing possibly being too vulnerable too fast. It could be if you were talented and recognized, somebody may have tried to one-up you and it ended in a bad situation. Okay, the Hermit, awesome, in your past. Maybe the root of the issue is, well, very open, okay? Whether it's sexually or recognized, okay? Being seen as talented. And then it's like something happened and you became hermit. Okay, so definitely became single. Very covered up in comparison. You know, he has the star in his lantern. So it's as if you were in the spotlight, something happened, and now you're trying to draw people back to you. Because he's not actually searching for people, he's holding up his lantern and they're coming to him. So it's like you've gone through a dry spell in some way. Maybe being too vulnerable too fast, feeling like you have to be in hermit mode now. Some of you, if you lost a job for some reason, you might be desperate for a job and you're willing to settle. I feel like somebody's trying to be prudent now, very prudent, confronting some darkness that they're going through. And see, with the Star here, that's telling me that was the right path. Okay. That's in your recent past, though. It's coming up in the near future for Pisces. You guys could be dealing with an Aquarius or a Virgo. It's funny, we have air sign and earth sign still, too. If this is not you, it could be an Aquarius or another air sign that was doing this to you. But you've been single or you've been out of the limelight and you're wanting to come back in, but you're willing to settle for toxicity. Ooh, in the near future, Knight of Swords. Okay. I feel like you're kind of standing up for yourself now a little bit more than you were. Being very brave. Also, you're showing your skill. You're defending yourself. Okay. In your overall, we have very slow moving recovery. It's almost like not recovery, it's so slow. And it's kind of wallowing in what's happened. Especially if there was a breakup of some sort. And then with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, with 5 of Swords, I'm seeing like no future business. And we definitely have not the future. If you're wanting to hold on to something that's not good for you, I'm seeing that this should be let go. What's the ultimate outcome? Okay. Too scared to take a step. Feeling like you can't move one way or another. Now, keep in mind, this is just in your mind. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. You'll get a new opportunity. It'll be the right path. And currently, it looks like you are on the right path with the Star and the Hermit here. Okay, so this Knight of Pentacles in reverse tells me there's a possibility of some kind of a failure, whether it's job related or you're feeling like you're not free to be yourself. And somebody may have rushed to settle down. May have rushed to settle, actually. And then what's crossing you is the 5 of Swords. Somebody could have had a sneak attack, or you win, but you don't really win. I feel like somebody had to betray somebody. And it could have been related to ambition. And somebody just kind of accepted the defeat. But let's do a little clarifying here. Okay. Oops, I got a little bit of another deck in here too, I think. The World. Okay. And maybe why I never showed up in the other deck. Alright, Pisces, let's see. Let's clarify a little bit for you. Why is the 9 of Pentacles reversed here? Hermit reversed. So in your recent past, you were Hermit. Then more recently, like currently, you've come out, or you're wanting to come out of Hermit mode. But we have 2 9s, and then technically we have 3. But really we have 2 9s clarifying each other. I feel like you're wanting to come out of isolation and you're willing to settle for anything, is what it's telling me. You've got to care more about yourself than this. Why is the 5 of Swords here? So you were on the right path, and it looks like you're trying to change course. 3 of Wands in reverse. So something came in that blindsided you. Because I have sneak attack and not seeing something coming in. Also, somebody turned their back on you. We have some backs turned. It's like, not only did they like put down their swords and turn their backs, he felt like he won. But even though he won, this person may have realized it was a hollow victory or whatever, so he just decided to stab somebody in the back afterward, even though they gave up. And with 3 of Wands over here in reverse, I'm seeing person is very rude. I don't like them at all. It could have been with the Hermit in here twice. It could have been an online friendship that turned romantic. But somebody was very rude about something. It could have been somebody wanted to move in with somebody, especially if they were long distance, and that got cut off. And in the past, you were open. You got hurt, or you were open, maybe you're just too vulnerable too fast, and you went into Hermit mode, okay? And then with these cards here, with the 3 of Wands reversed, it's saying you were kind of struggling to put some plans into action with this person. You were open to help, but you were scared of getting exploited again. And somebody may have taken it rudely or whatever, but we have very toxic, incomplete project. Just toxicity is all over this area. Like your situation and what's crossing you, it's all toxic. There could have been a third party involved, but basically I see pessimism, like you were optimistic, then all of a sudden we're pessimistic. It's like seeing something that was good or seeing something that's bad as if it were good, and that has led to this situation. Very conceited, very arrogant. I mean, that's what Three of Wands reversed is. Think about it this way, like this guy is haughty as all fuck. You know what I mean? So you've settled for something that you should not have settled for, and that's the challenge. Okay, why is the Star here as having led to the situation? Ooh, Ace of Swords reversed. So even though you were vulnerable, it seems like somebody else was not. And all it did was add stress to your life. And then I have exploitation. You were vulnerable, somebody exploited you. That's what Ace of Swords reversed is. They were lying, manipulative. They kind of confused you a lot. They didn't really have any real feelings towards you. Most of them were, or some of them were unfaithful. And then most of them, even if they were unfaithful, were also exploiting you in some way. I'm not sure why that is, but it's as if an upcoming disaster was coming. You couldn't avoid it. But since then, you went hermit mode. So let's see what hermit mode is. Oh, High Priestess in reverse. So we have two mentor teachers here. And the High Priestess is typically Pisces. So I'm going to take this as you're not like some kind of, you are vulnerable, and so you're like going back in your cave. Could have been some kind of, well, basically just somebody was like a false teacher. You're wanting to emerge from reflection. You're realizing, man, I did not listen to my intuition. And you're just really going deep down and working on some things emotionally, intellectually. And if you weren't single at the time, maybe you just did this of your own volition, like, man, I think somebody's lying to me, okay? And you didn't like what you heard. You didn't like your intuition, what it was telling you, your instincts. Because I have experiencing clairvoyance. And you get affected by this person's weak character. Whatever it is they did wrong, you get affected by it. But I still have like somebody did not like what they found out. They didn't really trust this person, but they kind of didn't do much about it. And so it led to the situation of being exploited in some way. And this can go with our first reading that we had in the beginning, okay? I also feel like this was some kind of star-crossed love affair or a situation of unrequited love. The person didn't care about you, but you cared about them, vice versa. And they left you vulnerable to something. And again, I'm seeing something online. So you could have met online. Okay. Why is the Knight of Swords here in the near future? I like the Knight of Swords here. That's your energy. Ooh, Temperance. Okay. So I have lots of feistiness. Okay. I'm trying to see how those would work together. I feel like there's a lot of stubbornness going on in the near future for you. And it's going to be about speaking your truth or finding people who are truthful with you. And in the future, you're going to be brave and confrontational, it looks like. And it's going to be there as a buffer for the future so you don't get exploited again, is what I'm seeing. You could actually be very confrontational. If it's for work, again, you're very skilled. You're going to show patience and balance in letting this be known. But if anybody new in the future comes up, you're going to be a little confrontational. And also seeing like a truth seeker. You're going to be seeking the truth. Trying to work things out in your brain with temperance here. Just trying to figure out, how did this happen? But you do want that buffer in the future against some kind of a destructive pattern for people coming in. And I think this is going to bring about some psychic healing for you with the High Priestess over here in reverse. And then with the Three of Wands in reverse with the Five of Swords, I see you no longer like taking risks, not having that wanderlust, so to speak. You're going to be very upfront about everything. Like, look, if you're going to be a dick, pretty much, leave me the fuck alone. And you're not going to take shit from anybody. I like it. And with the Nine of Pentacles reversed here, you realize that, well, in the future, you'll realize that you've kind of stuck with something. Not obsessively, but you've stuck with something that wasn't good for you. And you're not planning on doing that anymore. You're also not planning on letting love get in the way of work. So you're more likely to start focusing on your career instead of love. So I feel like that's going to be a big change for you. Because Nine of Pentacles in reverse is like, I need a relationship, blah, blah, blah. But if you're having a complete change when you go in the near future, you're going to be like, I'm me. I don't need anybody. I can do everything all by myself. Because apparently, in the relationships you've been in, it's brought you nothing but strife and, well, ill health, mentally or physically. And see, in your root situation, even though it's kind of made you exploit it, it's also led you to a revelation of sorts, which is that you're going to be very diligent from now on. And that's going to help lead to good outcomes. Okay? That's what it says. I'm not by any way saying this is your fault. I'm just saying those are the actions you're planning on taking. Okay? I'm not saying it's advice. I'm just saying that's what's going to happen, if not already has started to happen. Okay. So, crowning the reading, we do have a very slow movement away from something. But in the near future, it looks like you're changing. But crowning your reading is just what the whole reading's about. It's something that was not good for you. Could have been somebody's secret ambition. See, like I have secret determination with the High Priestess and Death here, but they're both reversed. And this is a determination card. So it's like a secret determination that has been restricted so far. Or somebody's feeling discouraged in a certain situation. And so they feel like it's not going to go anywhere. I have lots of feeling of going nowhere. And so again, that may be why somebody is giving up on a love situation or just love in general until another time. Especially if betrayal is involved in some way. And see, with the Hermit here, twice, and Death here reversed, I feel like you've been dealing with this alone. And so you're planning on just changing your thoughts, changing your actions. I do have this idea of like, I don't need anybody kind of a thing. Dealing with it alone. Like, who needs you? Especially with the Ace of Swords in reverse. Definite change of mind coming up. Because that Ace of Swords turns right side up when you get to the Knight of Swords here. This is being brave, scattering your enemies, trying to get rid of people who aren't there for you. Especially if you have sparks with somebody, you're like, nope, that's a good indicator that I don't need to be with you. Not saying that's true, but that may be what you think. Especially if you're with a Sagittarian or dealing with one. But any kind of unexpected encounters, new romantic and admirers, you're just like, probably you could even just like yell at them, or I see you resisting them in some way. And you could even end up slightly bitter, or you'll come across that way. Because I see you can just insult people. Just being very sarcastic and biting. Not literal biting, just like biting wit. Yeah. So just be careful, okay? All right, next. This one's pretty obvious, but feeling like you can't go anywhere. Feeling like there's not anything out there for you, or you're not wanting to take any more risks in love. And with the High Priestess in reverse, this is saying as your outcome, you very much felt blindfolded and blindsided, okay? Two of Wands reversed and the High Priestess reversed both say you didn't know ahead of time the things that were to come, okay? Somebody had secret plans or, again, secret determination, and you did not know. And that has left you feeling like you are blindsided. Again, with Two of Wands here and the Five of Swords, we have a devious partner. And this is, not seeing that somebody cheated or not seeing that somebody betrayed you. It doesn't mean necessarily that you did it. It just means that you just didn't see it. And so you feel like you don't have any options, or there will no longer be any options. And you may be doubting yourself about this, but I'm saying this is not your fault. It's the other person. They're the ones that purposely were deceptive. And so you may feel like, let's say this is a partner at work instead of a love relationship. They can make you feel like you're not competent or that you can't do your job, when really you are. I've seen it twice in here. But the outcome has made you feel like you're not. I mean, you have the Two of Wands and the Hermit twice. All of those are bad signs that something just terrible has happened. You're afraid to commit anymore. You don't want to settle down because you don't really know what to expect. You feel like all these people are going to do is surprise you in negative ways. So I see like you're not dating. You're not going to date because you don't trust people, especially after a breakup recently, or some kind of a crisis. You don't trust anybody. Okay, why is the Two of Wands and Eight of Swords here? There we go. Ace of Pentacles twice in your reading. You definitely have something new coming up for you. It could be a job. It's an offer in general. And it's going to give you the chance to strengthen a bond with somebody. And you're too afraid to take it. Because I'm not saying this is in the near future. This is the near future where you've like all of a sudden shifted where like, I don't need anybody. Look at all my walls. Look at me. Okay. Or don't look at me, rather. And it does seem very similar to this Eight of Swords, like putting all the swords up. But this is your outcome in general. Outcomes can be like 6 months, a year. It could be a long time. But there is an opportunity that does come in. And it's saying to take the opportunities. With the Star in here and the Two of Wands. It could be there's something you can't use in the near future. Somebody offers you something, but you can't use it. Or you choose not to. It could be, the start of a new relationship. But it's like, no, I can't do that. And this may come from the workplace. Could come from anywhere. But I feel like there's something being offered that you can't use or are too scared to use. Because you were on the right path by going like single mode. And something changed and you got off the right path. And then in your outcome, you're too scared to take an opportunity. And the opportunity is being back on the right path. But the thing is, you're not really sure what is the right path, is what I'm seeing. You don't know. You don't know what to expect. You don't know what to take. But it's coming twice. So I feel if you turn it down, it'll come back. Let's see. Let's clarify this Ace of Pentacles opportunity. What is it? Because I feel like it's mutual and it's pure. Okay. The World in reverse. Yeah. The whole world is in your hands. And then if you look at the Two of Wands here, there's an amazing offer that it looks like you're not taking, or you're too scared to take, or you're planning on turning down. It says world's in your hands, amazing offer. And you're not embracing it because you're kind of still stuck in the past. You're not coming out of your bubble because your world was turned upside down. And I feel like there's a lot of information overload or emotion overload having to do with a past failure or being insecure and having not been able to complete something. So again, this is a missed opportunity as well. So if you miss an opportunity, even though the Ace of Pentacles are both upright, it tells me it's right and it should not be missed. But if you miss it, it will come back again. That could be why there's two of them here. Because hopefully if it's the person for you or the job for you, it's meant for you. Okay? So there's really no way you can miss it forever. I'm seeing you should join life again eventually. Right now is not the good time. In the future, yes. There's something you have to work on first. You need to be that hermit for a while. Because there's something that you have no closure on, and you need to do that. But it will come back around, okay? With the Ace of Pentacles in here twice, I feel like you'll have an imminent solution to whatever is bothering you, whether it's money or love. And with the Ace of Swords reversed here, it's almost like having to get rid of some words that somebody said to you that were lies, but you have to kind of get them out of your head. But this is also telling me, especially with the Ace of Pentacles in here, that when you're ready to rejoin the world, okay, the Ace of Pentacles will be there, is what I'm seeing. Okay, bottom of the deck. Okay. The Fool reversed. So again, not taking any risks. You may even go home, because I have returning to origins. You may go home for a little while, kind of get your grip about you. I feel like this could be, something could have failed overnight. So again, I feel like there's been a blindsiding of sorts. Sorry. There was this idea of having been overly optimistic and then suddenly being pessimistic, like you don't trust people anymore. I feel like currently you are in the wrong direction, but you will switch over soon and not settle for basically dead ends. You'll get over your disappointments. And you actually, I see you becoming uninterested in romance and uninterested in the current job you're at. And I do think self-esteem is going to take a hit here for a while. But I'm really seeing You're taking your time. And I think that's going to be a good idea for the interim. And then you can charge ahead when it's time. Because I have the need for patience, to not be so impatient. Because maybe you're going through something that's, it's not typical to you, but it's typical to the general population. But maybe it's your first time dealing with it. Okay.